So I recently had to look up whether or not I was a millennial, and I found out from Google that I am.
You are now listening to Sorel Gore MD.
Sorel Gore MD, Vlog. So people keep telling me I keep it real in my videos, and I'm really grateful to hear that. So let me give you some real talk on what it's like to be an attending 6 months out. What's the review? Well, it's a mix of emotion, some good, some bad, but overall good. The highs that are associated with starting out fresh have sort of died down, and I'm coming to realizations, learning about information I didn't really think about when I was a fellow, and I want to share. The main thing I want to share is that your job is not going to be a perfect situation, especially your first job out of fellowship, and especially in the field of interventional radiology. And depending on how you're wired, you may not take this very well. So I recently had to look up whether or not I was a millennial, and I found out from Google that I am. Millennials think differently. We expect the world to meet our needs and not the other way around. We don't accept compromise. So for example, if I want to buy a big pack of paper towels, I'm not going to buy a membership to a big box store and waste my time on a Saturday driving there in horrible traffic and push a shopping cart around a warehouse and wait in line to pay money for those paper towels. No. In just a few clicks, I'm going to make it so those paper towels show up on my doorstep. And it's not just the paper towel. See, millennials expect the world to bend and morph and change to meet our needs, not the other way around. So as a millennial, I can tell you that jobs in medicine are not like the internet world. Working in a real job is real compromise. You might think that your first job you're going to be doing tips and IVC filter retrievals, working 8 to 5, making the 95th percentile in salary, having 14 weeks of vacation, and you're going to realize that that is far from the typical practice. You might realize that you're there to support a busy surgical practice and perform CT-guided drainages. You're there to perform biopsies to support an oncology practice. You're doing paras and thoras to support a hospitalist practice. You're there to provide coverage and call support for trauma surgeons and improve the frequency of the call pool. You may realize that the people came to that hospital decades before you and scattered out all the low-lying fruit, and they may not want to give it up to a newcomer. And the truth is that that's okay. Every day you show up, everything that goes your way or doesn't, that's a piece of information. You have to decide what you're going to do with it. See, I realized that after my intense fellowship, I came to see myself as an IR physician. But let's not forget what IR stands for. Interventional radiologist. All right? Radiologist. My job is to create value with my skills in diagnostic imaging. All right, if I look around and I see a stack of CT appels that aren't getting read, well, guess what? I'm going to have to man up and start reading those cases. And I'm glad I do, because every time I do it, I learn something about a patient. I learn something about a referring clinician. I relearn and reteach myself how to scan the liver, how to run the bowel, how to set up my screens efficiently. So by the time I'm looking at that case, I know I can dictate that case in 10 minutes or less. Work is work. It's nice to have the paper towels delivered to your front doorstep, but sometimes you're shit out of paper towels, and guess what? You got to man up, put on your socks and shoes, head out to Walmart and buy those paper towels off the shelf. And maybe when you do that, you realize there's a reason that people leave the house in order to go buy things. So that's my piece. Sorel Gore MD, radiologist. The words of my little bro. Peace out, guys.